Hi, welcome back to Shirai Show. Let me grab something I dropped. Um, I have not been feeling well. I've been having, you see, the girder on my neck. It's getting a little larger, and I have been running a fever, nauseated, and I've been having heart pains. So I have been sleeping quite a bit. I'm still at the hotel, and I wanted to bring to your attention or address some situations that has happened. Today I did go out. Social Security had overpaid me, so I had to pay them back, and they never deposit the check. So here's my proof. Here's the checks, and here's the stubs. And so that's my proof. So they won't hold my SSA benefits. And this is totally separate. Here's rumors that they want to try to make me tier one, the most oppressive level. That, in other words, they want to have power of attorney over me, basically. They want to find me incompetent so they can take my check from me and tell me what to do with it. Because I was in a shelter because of the illness and I couldn't find work and I had no income. And what they did was April 1st of 2008, they kicked me out. The proof is in the 911 call at 7 p.m. in Naperville, Illinois. There's your proof. And what they did was they told me I had to leave the property. Each day you go to different location in this program. And they never told me why. I said I need something in writing why I'm being discarded. They said they don't do that kind of thing, the case manager. He said, I'm only relaying a message to you from your case manager. Well, a month and a half later, I did meet with her and I decided not to return. There were some issues and competency issues the way they handled the program. The reason why I found out they kicked me out was basically I was complaining when I was injected with hypodermic needles, which I was, that were making me nauseated. I heard that it was supposed to be drugs or some viral. I don't know which one. And so what they did was basically they wanted to control me. So they have different levels. They have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 is the lowest level. So tier 1 is basically saying that we're going to make you incompetent and we need to govern you. We have power of attorney over you. And that I didn't, that's what's going on now. I'm a tier 3. I'm highly independent. And they want to try to bring me down to a tier 1 so they can take over my Social Security check and quote unquote the national ID, which they believe in. So in other words, they're taking people's identity and putting it in a bucket, whether you want to participate in it or not, and then they distribute it to whomever they feel pleased to do so. I never gave PADS permission or power of attorney. I never given them. I never even changed my address. They shouldn't even get mail under my name, new one or old one, because I was registered under Carol Willis. I never gave them any power of attorney. I never even transferred my mail there. It was still going to my old address. So I don't know how they got a hold of all my personal information or released it to other people or signing other people to go get license and other things under my identity. Now, it is quite interesting as all this is happening. Now all of a sudden I'm hearing rumors they're trying to make me a tier 1. So they have a power of attorney over my Social Security. I can't find proper housing. Now, you know that this program, this shelter, has access to all these complex. So I guess I must be blacklisted. That's probably why I can't find it, or somebody's there under my Social Security number as well. So I'm living in this distressful, unnerving situation. I can't believe this is happening to me. People giving me the runarounds. I have to return tomorrow to another Social Security office and take care of some issues because it took 30 days for them to even get my check. They said they received one of them. It's already been posted, but it hasn't cleared. I mean, this is the stressful situation I'm constantly in. All these problems that really shouldn't happen. And I'm feeling like, okay, because I complain about being injected in the shelter, my life is being altered, or they want to steal my identity to put it in this national ID bucket so everybody in the shelter can get benefits. Or in other words, I heard they were using my identity as a debit card, and they no longer can go to any other non-for-profit organization and get food under my social security number. Or I, I think right now, my personal opinion, shelters should not have nobody's social security numbers. And I know for a fact by the federal statute and the state statute that the shelters do not have authority to authorize someone under your identity to release information. They don't have that right. They don't have that right to release your information as a third party. It's illegal, and there's government statutes on that. So this is what I'm having a problem with. I can't even go anywhere because I got all these homeless people around me, basically watching me. They got everybody in the program basically watching me everywhere I go because they've been basically using my social security number as a debit card. My ID is a debit card. I never lost my license. I lost my social security card in the shelter back in March of 2008 under my old name, thank God. But in the time, they didn't know I was going to get my new social security card under my new name. So that was quite interesting. I'm wondering if they basically given me a sedative to see the sleep because some things are in my personal possession of papers are missing. Some of my possessions are missing. So there are some questions I have regarding the circumstances, what went on when I was in the shelter. And the proof is, and you can get the warrant for it or the subpoena, is that 911 call on April 1st at 7 o'clock in Naperville, Illinois. This is no joke. They did kick me out. They wanted me off the premises. They didn't give me a reason why. They just wanted me off. I was crying. I was stranded there. And they said they wanted to, and then what they did was they wanted to kick me out until I become a hoe. I mean, this is the logic I have with these case managers. That's the way they think. They want to hold women, or I'm too smart, or I made people feel dumb. So I have to suffer because I make them feel dumb. I didn't make them feel dumb. I think they're guilty of something. That's why they're feeling dumb. I didn't do anything to them. So I'm sitting here. I'm afraid to even go to the hospital. I'm sick and I'm afraid. Because last time I was in the hospital, the nurse took that and she was trying to sever my veins. Blood was shooting out. I mean, I was crying. I left there. She was just, I don't know who this nurse was. All I know that it hurted so bad that blood was gushing out of when they were trying to take my blood. And they never hurt me like that before. And I never had that problem. So I'm afraid to even go into the hospital at this point because I'm going to be mistreated because I don't believe in quote unquote in the national ID. This secret thing. It's not something set in stone by government regulation. This is something that's going on behind the scenes. People like me, the original person of that identity, don't survive. But everybody who had piggybacked under that identity or tribute to that identity, they benefit. So they contribute degrees under the same social security number and they withdraw from it. They get jobs from it. So this was like a secretive thing that they were doing. And I'm being targeted because I'm the one who had blown this wide open. And I'm hurting. And there's no one there for me. This is Shirai.